On the 14th of this month, the Darkness chapter of Tower of Fantasy has finally come to an end. Spanning 2 major time and space, the Darkness disaster that lasted for half a century finally came to an end. Darkness leader's Hive Mother is defeated by new Hive Mother Nanine. New Hive Mother Nanine also sealed herself. Since then, Domain 9 has had a chance to breathe. But once this ending is released, it's very controversial. Below, Xiaofeng will take you in depth to analyze the grand finale. Watch the video first. Huh? Xiaofeng, did you put the wrong disc? Not really. The difference in the outcome of the 9 realms among everyone. The main reason is due to the comparison of underwater battles. In the underwater battle, the executors of Ashavira gather at the bottom of the sea. Even the Angle of Clemency came to support Nemesis. It can be said that it is a happy ending for the whole family. But look at the end of Domain 9. The number of attendees is not only particularly small, and there aren't many scenes in the performance either. More like a melon-eating crowd. But this is not a problem with the plot. On the contrary, the plot here is very consistent with the game's setting. There are 2 reasons for this. The first reason is that the support team is not absent, but scattered all over Domain 9. In order to delay the startup time of the 3rd generation timestamp system, we first crusade against the advanced darkness in the ruins, and obtained the crystal pole. At this moment, everyone left one after another. They are preparing for the upcoming decisive battle. Once Nanine gets the crystal pole, evolved into a complete whole, Domain 9 will become battlefields. In fact, it is indeed the case. In the mainline, we personally supported Ignisville. Meet the executor Yanua, who came to support. It's just Ignisville. What about Joltville and Marshville? Is there no support left? It's time to go to the Hive Mother's cage. The leaders of 14 guards are there. Who is still defending darkness outside at this time? So it's not that no one came to support it, but it was not reflected in the performance. The scale of the Domain 9 decisive battle is larger than that of the submarine decisive battle. It's not just a battle in ruins, but rather the war of the entire continent. The second reason is the comparison of combat power. It was already explicitly stated in the plot. In the eyes of Nanine, we are all ants. Can the activity of ants affect the actions of giants? Obviously, it is impossible. This is also described in the plot. Getting Crystamax first does not change the result. It's a foregone conclusion for Nanine to become a complete Crystamax. The reason for doing this is just to delay time. It is to start the 3rd generation timestamp system. Yes, it's also for Nemesis. If she hadn't made trouble in the authorization process of the Omnium reactor, we won't be able to use the 3rd generation timestamp system now. Speaking of Nanine's combat power, it's also very sad. Nanine's combat power was not so high at the beginning. When we first arrived at Domain 9, Nanine is attacking the ruins of Ignisville. Only Ming Jing and Ling Han joined hands to defeat her. When we get to Joltville Dragon Pool, she waited until everyone left. She dared to collect Crystamax. Since then, Nanine's fighting strength has changed qualitatively. At the Marshville ruins, not only did she directly appear to snatch the crystal pole, it's a one-on-one battle with all the combat power. Still able to fully recover. After absorbing a crystal pole, Nanine has become the existence of an invincible enemy. Following closely is the battle off the coast. At this point, she has already absorbed 2 crystal poles. Directly destroy the advanced darkness in the relics. After absorbing the 3rd crystal pole, it was already a hanging attack on everyone. The protagonist group is completely manipulated between their hands. At this point, the comparison of combat power has reached a world of difference. The perfect Nanine is so strong. Will the Hive Mother, who is 50-50 with her, be weak? Under such a power gap, it is destined that the final battle will not be our runway. Their battle was really a fairy fight. Ordinary people cannot participate, but the executor is not an ordinary person. We are also people who have activated the Jade Egg, although it was interrupted by Liberia midway. But the protagonist is still special. So in such a fairy fight, we acted as auxiliary positions. As everyone knows, a good shooter must have an assistant who can create opportunities. And we are the auxiliary. Although unable to participate in the frontal battlefield, but we can use timestamp to manipulate the relic's mechanism, to weaken the power of the Hive Mother. With our efforts, the darkness energy of the Hive Mother is absorbed by the surrounding facilities. Hive Mother is invincible in sight. Used a life-saving trump card. She created a space of consciousness. Pull everyone into it. The 4 guards, Tian Lang and MS, why you all fell. There are 3 people who are not bound. Performers, Black Nanine and Rebellia. Among them, the mistake made by Hive Mother was to underestimate the executor. We only see the true Hive Mother within the consciousness space. Turns out she also has legs. It can be seen that the Hive Mother in reality is not complete. The real Hive Mother should have the same body as the blackened Nanine. The reason we are able to suppress Hive Mother is because the Hive Mother has not yet got out of trouble. So don't feel that the Hive Mother is too weak. Hive Mother feels bitter in her heart. She'll be out of trouble soon. She was suddenly beaten up by the pressure. This is like bullying a tiger locked in a cage. Can Hive Mother not hold back? The Hive Mother in the consciousness space is more powerful than that in reality. The move is to destroy heaven and earth. Full screen laser. Unfortunately, this is the plot. Will eventually be suppressed. When she enters the dungeon, she will definitely become a disaster level boss. In the battle of consciousness space, The decisive factor is the third-generation timestamp system. This also indicates that everything we did before was not futile work. If it weren't for snatching the crystal pull and delaying time, then we are bound to lose the battle here. So the logic of the plot arrangement is closely intertwined. Because of that, scientific principles. After we defeat the Hive Mother of Consciousness space, the screen turned to reality. Black Nanine breaks through the space barrier. Release the trapped persons. Take a closer look at the ground where everyone is standing. Different from the ground inside the ruins. That's also why Xiaofeng said they were trapped in the consciousness space. Nanine will save people in Domain 9. Does it mean she has regained consciousness? Actually, after absorbing the fourth crystal pole, she showed signs of recovery. Let's go back to Module 8. When she won the crystal pole, there will be no more killing. Instead, the trapped domain guard was released. She chose to go directly to the cage. Although there is the will of ancient civilizations at work here. But she didn't hurt domain guard. It also shows that Nanine's consciousness is also waking up. Otherwise, why bother with the life of an ant? When Nanine broke through the barrier, it is also the time for the Executor to eliminate the Hive Mother in their consciousness. The eyes of the Hive Mother can be seen again. This also confirms that it pulls everyone into the space of consciousness. The Hive Mother hasn't responded to anything, feeling a bit confused about everything in front of it. But Black Nanine is different. She decisively seized the opportunity, while the Hive Mother is not fully recovered. One blow pierced through its brain. Defeat the Hive Mother. If we were to review the battle, it would be: the performer defeats the Hive Mother in the consciousness space. Created an opportunity. It makes the Hive Mother fall into a temporary stagnation. Nanine followed with a big move. So in the final battle, the protagonist still plays a crucial role. And the reason why it can play such a big role, guess it's related to the use of jade eggs in Hendeka County ruins. There we learned about the past of Nanine. More importantly, we can use dark form to restore the memory of the past. It seems that the transformation of the jade egg has not been wasted either. Can it be considered a foreshadowing? In this decisive battle, there is another area that is criticized. Hive Mother and Black Nanine are so strong. Why is there so much ink in a fight? This is really blaming the producer. This kind of battle is truly a showdown between the strong. Otherwise, let's take a look at the evidence. This is the immortal descending from the perfect world. That's right, such a strong battle is actually a physical altercation. One example is not enough. We can also give you another one. It's believed everyone knows about Naruto, right? It's the skilled hand who can twist spiral pills. Naruto, a whirlpool with a nuclear battery still living inside his body. At the end of the Fire Shadow Wind, Naruto, Vortex and Sasuke engaged in a fateful duel in Endgame Valley. That's right, it's still hand-to-hand combat. And the speed doesn't seem fast either. The original film has a lucky mirror and looks good. But when you think about it, if you were an observer, what would be the scene of them fighting each other? Isn't it the fight between Black Nanine and Hive Mother? Not just film and television works. This kind of description is also very common in novels. Do you still remember that book which described don't bully young people into poverty? Don't deceive middle-aged and poor people. Don't deceive the elderly and poor in novels. Emperor Do walks everywhere. Dozon is as numerous as a dog. I won't talk about it here. Let's take a look at the peak combat power showdown. That must be the pinnacle of fighting spirit, the battle of the two emperors. The Soul Heavenly Emperor absorbs the endless sea of blood. Achieve an imperial body worth tens of thousands of zhang. Xiao Yan introduced underground magma into the body. Also forged the body of the Do Emperor. Such a strong presence must be very powerful in the fight, right? Let's see how the author describes it. The Soul Heavenly Emperor Ping Ping punched out. Xiao Yan did not evade. Same punch as before. The Duty powerhouse is so terrifying. Unexpectedly, it was still a fight. Now look at the battle between the Hive Mother and Black Nanine. Is it reasonable? So many works. Description of top combat capabilities. Without exception, they all have the intention of returning to simplicity. The stronger the person, the more powerful they are. The simpler the battle becomes. If you still find it flashy, that's because they're not strong enough yet. There is actually a logic behind this. The stronger the power, the more difficult it is to control. So in the eyes of outsiders, it becomes more cumbersome. But in the face of absolute strength, any effort is in vain. Taking Emperor Do as an example. Their punch is all sorts of fighting skills. 1,000 secret methods cannot resist. To describe in words is: this punch seems very slow, but it feels like crossing the ages. Make it difficult for people to dodge. Well, there's a smell of online literature. Xiaofeng has said so. Do you think I am very satisfied with the plot performance? On the contrary, I am not satisfied with it. I think it can do better. The current battle is just a return to simplicity. But there is no intention of returning to simplicity. The scenes listed by Xiaofeng, although it was all hand-to-hand combat. But in terms of atmosphere rendering, it is extremely important. Sasuke's lightning knife directly destroyed a mountain. The battles between emperors, not to mention. The entire continent is trembling. They're all using fire to cell. Lightning knife's out. You obviously can't feel it. Even if it's very resilient. Play that much. It also affects fire also the scene. The rumor seal of Hive Mother is 2. The visual impact is the strongest. If the scene is 10 times larger, Hive Mother is 10 times taller. I don't know how much level the pussy of this battle needs to be raised. Besides these, there are also some issues with the rhythm of the editing. In the original storyline of the game, due to prolonged camera dwell time, it makes people feel like they are all eating melons and watching movies. We didn't get the feeling of seizing the opportunity and killing someone with one blow. For this, Xiaofeng made a new change. Does it suddenly have a compact flavor? The decisive opportunity to overturn the battlefield is really not suitable for grinding and honing. The crystal pulse special effects behind also need to be rendered. In the plot, it is said that Hive Mother fought back on her deathbed. Nanning sacrificed her life for righteousness. But it's not even reflected in the plot. For this reason, Xiao Feng also made some changes again. Actually, it just added a little special effects. I think to this extent, the official will definitely make better changes than me. This is very consistent with the plot description. Besides this decisive battle, there is also a very important foreshadowing. When the leading group uses the celestial cannon, a star appeared above each time and space. Listen to the old man's words. This is the demon star in the present world. Demon star? I'm familiar with this. Isn't it Mars? What Inggushoshin is talking about, is it? But the demon star here has another point. It is the most mysterious comet Mara in the Tower of Fantasy, being able to manifest simultaneously in various time and space. This already indicates its identity. Why did Mara appear? Guess that's because celestial cannon absorbed a lot of omnium energy. That's why Mara has a reduced dimension projection. In the previous plot, we learned that Comet Mara is in a higher dimension. What we observed was only its projection. Even so, it is also an invisible existence to the naked eye. In this plot, Mara becomes visible to the naked eye. Can you imagine how much omnium energy celestial cannon has absorbed? This idea is to look at Comet Mara as a dead object. We can also adopt a different approach. What if Comet Mara is a living thing? Or to put it another way, the ancient civilization that sealed the darkness has immigrated here. Then we used celestial cannon to open the seal, which shocked them, attracted their surveillance. To put it plainly, it means, why is it so lively below? I'll come out and take a look too. Yo, isn't this the seal we made? You guys, take your time tinkering around. Go, 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 go. Of course, this is just a joke. With the emergence of Domain 9, the existence of ancient civilization has been firmly established. If this is just the beginning, so our meeting with ancient civilizations probably won't be too long. The origin of the living metal of the heirs of Aida's son has not been clarified yet. What achievements have been made from the excavation of Asperia's ruins has not been mentioned at all. This will be a key element in the subsequent plot. Overall, Xiao Feng still approves of this plot. At least the plot is not broken. We still need to work hard in terms of plot performance. If Naruto Vortex uses this spiral pill to defeat the villainous boss, anyone would feel out of line, right? Although Tower of Fantasy has made progress in daily performances. But in terms of combat, we cannot fall behind either. Scene rendering, mirror effects. No one can relax. Otherwise, wouldn't it be disappointing to have so many players accompanying us along the way? Finally, the analysis of this ending has been completed. But this ending also left a problem. As fans say, only the Hive Mother can defeat the Hive Mother. This is an endless cycle. Unless both perish together. Otherwise, it will continue to circulate. What will the future of Domain 9 look like? Alright, that's all for this issue. Afterwards, other interpretations of the plot will be updated. At the moment of parting, Why Shirley stealthily wipes her tears. The soul of Nemesis floats out of the body. Where exactly did consciousness go? All answers. See you next time. Follow Xiao Feng. Take you to experience a different Tower of Fantasy.